Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research.
I'm Jen Amos, and this is your morning market alert for Friday, May 20th. We're looking at a relatively flat open on Wall Street. Stocks may back off a bit after getting a boost yesterday from a blockbuster initial public offering. The social networking site LinkedIn more than doubled in its first day on the New York Stock Exchange. Today, investors may focus on some M&A news. Liberty Media offered to buy Barnes & Noble for $17 a share. That represents a more than 20% premium over Thursday's closing price and values the company at about $1 billion. Barnes & Noble has been struggling to compete with internet retailers like Amazon.com and has responded with a line of Nook e-readers. Liberty Media owns a broad range of media properties, including home shopping channel QVC and the premium cable network Starz. The offer is sending Barnes & Noble shares up nearly 30% in the pre-market.
Earnings news is also in focus this morning, with retailers leading the way once again. After yesterday's closing bell, Gap reported a 23% decline in first quarter profit. The largest U.S. clothing chain was hurt by weak demand across its 3 flagship chains and increased product costs that it can't fully pass on to shoppers. Gap also cut its full-year earnings forecast well below analyst estimates. Right now, Gap is tumbling 17%, and Janney Montgomery Scott lowered its price target on the stock. Aeropostale also had its stock price target cut after posting a 64% decline in net income. The teen apparel retailer issued a much lower than expected outlook for the current quarter, sending its shares down more than 10% in the pre-market. And shares of Ann, formerly known as Ann Taylor, are falling nearly 6%. The decline comes despite a relatively solid earnings report and a forecast for second quarter profits slightly above estimates.
Another stock taking a tumble in pre-market trading is LDK Solar, down nearly 7% right now. The Chinese solar power company said it will postpone its offering of U.S. dollar-denominated senior notes, blaming unexpectedly high interest rates. LDK has planned to use funds from the debt issue to pay down its short-term debt. Meanwhile, shares of Intuit are dropping about 3%. After yesterday's closing bell, the application software maker reported a 15% rise in quarterly profit and a 12% increase in revenue. But another software company is one of the day's big stock gainers. Salesforce.com posted a 7% drop in net income, but the results still topped expectations, and overall sales jumped 34%. Salesforce shares are jumping more than 7% on the news.
Finally, let's take a look at the currency and commodities markets. The dollar is gaining ground against other major currencies, but most commodities are rising as well. Crude oil is holding steady above $99 a barrel after dropping nearly 2% yesterday following some downbeat economic reports. Gold and silver are also higher, with gold once again approaching $1,500 an ounce. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the market reaction.